pedestrians, and in a kind of, it'll be all over the media in terms of a Muslim man goes crazy and attacks. None of that. You see none of that. It's kind of been watered down, and this is the issue that we as Muslims in this country have with the mainstream media and media in general, is that kind of, if you're going to call apples apples, then call them apples, don't call them pears. And if this individual, which he was literally, it seems verbatim shouting very anti-Islamic slogans, like, I'm here defending their countries, these Muslims are raping our children. It's not coming out of a vacuum. These are same things that the right have been saying for many months, falsely saying against Muslims. So this guy, and again, that's the same thing that leveled at Donald Trump, same thing leveled at Netanyahu and those kind of right-wing on the right of their parties or their country. When you give and Narendra Modi as well, when you, as the leader of the country, the Prime Minister or the President or whatever it may be, give license, or prominent individuals or the opposition give license to individuals within your countries to carry out hate attacks against whoever it may be, then, and all cover, all political cover, then that becomes the issue, because people are kind of stirred up, whipped up, egged on, and then when they create, do these heinous crimes, then you kind of look, oh, how did this happen? It didn't happen. This individual has probably seen a lot of social media, a lot of television reports, a lot of hatred being pushed around, and he's taken it upon him to, he's thinking that he's defending his country, and the individual clearly isn't doing that, and he's now attacked these 5 individuals in this kind of Islamophobic, racist, terrorist attack. And the government has failed to, again, you saw Mr. McSweeney, the leader of the Scottish independents there, him saying he hasn't come and visited the scene, he hasn't, he just sent a message on social media and that's it. Is that as far as you're going to go? And again, it just kind of seems that the Muslims are the other, we're the kind of typical boogeyman or the scapegoat, and individual lives are being put at risk. And now you've seen memorandums being put out across the country for our 3,000 mosques in this country that be aware there will be an attack on mosques, and there have been systematic attacks on our mosques. But again, our mainstream media has failed to report that. If that's deliberate, we don't know. But the reports have come out that, potentially meaning that this is being kind of watered down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think going back to what you said in the beginning, though, the idea that as if it was a Muslim that did this, it would be so heinous. We literally had that example the other week in Ireland, right? The guy is not necessarily Muslim, he's an immigrant. So that whole thing happened, and what happened off of the back of that was crazy. The riots that happened off of the back of that.
We discussed it. We saw the opinion piece in The Guardian where it said, look, you've got the Palestine action, which has been prescribed by this government and upheld by the top judges in this country, a win for the government, some will argue a dash for democracy here. 3,000 people are going to be in front of the courts on this prescription charge against Palestine action. Well, if you call in these people terrorists, then what's happened in Ireland where people have chosen to attack property to attack immigrants, people of colour, and in this country as well, if you're threatening to burn down a hotel with people, with children and women who have fled their countries because they fear persecutions and gone through the system, whether legally or illegally, then why isn't this being treated as terrorism? Exactly. This is two-tier policing, two-tier judiciary at play here.
I feel like when you say why isn't one treated the same as the other, I feel like because there's a lot of confusion and misconception in it. And it's like, when I have to label something terrorist, it needs to be along with a religion. So it can only be Muslim terrorists. It can't be, anyone can be a terrorist. I think this is the key fundamental